Jai Hind everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel which is Explore Yourselves, Banking and General Knowledge etc. Jai Hind, your daily boost. Tithi, Nakshatra and important anniversaries, a spiritual and historical insight of 10 December 2024, Tuesday. Bengali date 24 অগ্রহায়ণ 1431. As per Benimadopsil Ponjika, today's Tithi is Shukla Navami and up to 0317 hours and after that Shukla Dasami. Today is Nakshatra, it is Uttra Bhadrapada Nakshatra and up to 11:38 hours and after that Revati Nakshatra. Today is 345th day of the year. There are then 21 days left in 2024. Today is 50th Tuesday of 2024. Today is Human Rights Day. Human Rights Day is celebrated annually around the world on 10th December every year. The date was chosen to honor the United Nations General Assembly's adoption and proclamation on 10 December 1948 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the first global enunciation of human rights and one of the first major achievements of the new United Nations. The formal establishment of Human Rights Day occurred at the 317th plenary meeting of the General Assembly on 4th December 1950, when the General Assembly declared Resolution 423V inviting all member states and any other interested organizations to celebrate the day as they saw fit. The day is normally marked both by high-level political conferences and meetings and by cultural events and exhibitions dealing with human rights issues. Besides, it is traditionally on 10th December that the 5-yearly United Nations Prize in the field of human rights and Nobel Peace Prize are awarded. Many governmental and non-governmental organizations active in the human rights field also schedule special events to commemorate the day, as we do many civil and social cause organizations. Today is International Animal Rights Day. International Animal Rights Day is observed annually on December 10th. This day aligns with Human Rights Day and emphasizes that animal deserves rights and human treatment similar to humans. The event highlights the Universal Declaration of Animal Rights proclaimed by animal welfare organizations which advocates for the ethical treatment and welfare of animals globally. Today is Nobel Prize Day. Nobel Prize Day is celebrated on December 10th every year, marking the anniversary of Alfred Nobel's death in 1896. The day is a tribute to Nobel's life and a celebration of the individuals who advance human knowledge and peace. Nobel Day. Since 1901, the Nobel Prizes have been presented to Nobel Prize laureates at ceremonies on 10th December, the anniversary of Alfred Nobel's death. Today's death anniversary of Mr. Alfred Nobel, 21st October 1833 to 10th December 1896. Alfred Bernhard Nobel was a Swedish chemist, inventor, engineer and businessman. He is known for inventing dynamite as well as having bequeathed his fortune to establish the Nobel Prizes. He also made several important contributions to science, holding 355 patents in his lifetime. A member of the prominent Nobel family, Nobel displayed an early aptitude for science and learning, particularly in chemistry and languages. He became fluent in 6 languages and filed his first patent at the age of 24. He embarked on many business ventures with his family, most notably owning the company Bofors, which was an iron and steel producer that he had developed into a major manufacturer of cannons and other armaments. Nobel's most famous invention, dynamite, was an explosive using nitroglycerin that was patented in 1867. He further invented gelignite in 1875 and ballistite in 1887. Upon his death, Nobel donated his fortune to a foundation to fund Nobel Prizes, which annually recognize those who conferred the greatest benefit to humankind. The synthetic element nobelium was named after him, and his name and legacy also survive in companies such as Dynamite Nobel and Akzo Nobel, which descend from mergers with companies he founded. Nobel was elected a member of the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences, which, pursuant to his will, would be responsible for choosing the Nobel laureates in physics and in chemistry. Today is birth anniversary of Mr. Kano Jigaro, 10 December 1860 to 4th May 1938. Kano Jigoro was a Japanese judoka, educator, politician, and the founder of judo. Judo was one of the first Japanese martial arts to gain widespread international recognition and the first to become an official Olympic sport. Pedagogical innovations attributed to Kano include the use of black and white belts and the introduction of dan ranking to show the relative ranking among members of a martial art style. Well-known mottos attributed to Kano include maximum efficiency, minimal effort, and mutual welfare and benefit. In his professional life, Kano was an educator. Important postings included serving as Director of Primary Education for the Ministry of Education from 1898 to 1901 and as President of Tokyo Higher Normal School from 1900 until 1920. He was the educational founder of Nada High School in Kobe, Japan. He played a key role in making judo and kendo part of the Japanese public school programs of the 1910s. Kano was also a pioneer of international sports. Accomplishments included being the first Asian member of the International Olympic Committee. He served from 1909 until 1938, officially representing Japan at most Olympic Games held between 1912 and 1936, and serving as a leading spokesman for Japan's bid for the 1940 Olympic Games. His official honors and decorations included the First Order of Merit and Grand Order of the Rising Sun and the Third Imperial Degree. Kano was inducted as the first member of the International Judo Federation (IJF) Hall of Fame on 14th May 1999. Today is birth anniversary of Swami Premananda, 10 December 1861 to 30th July 1918. Baburam Maharaj, Swami Premananda, was a direct disciple of Ramakrishna, the 19th century saint and mystic from Bengal, India. He was born in Antpur in the Hooghly district of Bengal in the year 1861. Baburam, as he was called in his pre-monastic days, was also related to Balaram Bose, a leading householder disciple of Ramakrishna. He was given the name of Premananda or Joy of Divine Love by his brother disciple Vivekananda. He had a notable contribution during the initial days of Ramakrishna Mission as he managed the whole affairs of Belur Math from 1902 to 1916. He also mentored young spiritual aspirants. Today is birth anniversary of Mr. C. Rajagopalachari, 10 December 1878 to 25th December 1972. Chakravarti Rajagopalachari, popularly known as Rajaji or CR, also known as Mutharignar Rajaji. Rajaji the Scholar Emeritus was an Indian statesman, writer, lawyer and Indian independence activist. Rajagopalachari was the last Governor General of India as when India became a republic in 1950 the office was abolished. He was also the only Indian born Governor General as all previous holders of the post were British nationals. He also served as leader of the Indian National Congress, Premier of the Madras Presidency, Governor of West Bengal, Minister for Home Affairs of the Indian Union and Chief Minister of Madras State. Rajagopalachari founded the Swatantra Party and was one of the first recipients of India's highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna. He vehemently opposed the use of nuclear weapons and was a proponent of world peace and disarmament. During his lifetime, he also acquired the nickname Mango of Salem. Rajagopalachari was born in the Thorapalli village of Hosur Taluk in the Krishnagiri district of Tamil Nadu and was educated at Central College, Bangalore and Presidency College, Madras. In the 1900s, he started legal practice at the Salem court. On entering politics, he became a member and later chairperson of the Salem municipality. One of Mahatma Gandhi's earliest political lieutenants, he joined the Indian National Congress and participated in the agitations. against the Rowlatt Act, joining the non-cooperation movement, the Bhoikam Satyagraha, and the civil disobedience movement. In 1930, Rajagopalachari risked imprisonment when he led the Bedharanam Salt Satyagraha in response to the Dandi March. In 1937, Rajagopalachari was elected Prime Minister of the Madras Presidency and served until 1940, when he resigned due to Britain's declaration of war on Germany. He later advocated cooperation over Britain's war effort and opposed the Quit India movement. He favored talks with both Muhammad Ali Jinnah and the Muslim League and proposed what later came to be known as the CR formula. In 1946, Rajagopalachari was appointed Ministry of Industry, Supply, Education and Finance in the interim government of India, and then as the Governor of West Bengal from 1947 to 1948, Governor General of India from 1948 to 1950, Union Home Minister from 1951 to 1952, and as Chief Minister of Madras State from 1952 to 1954. In 1959, he resigned from the Indian National Congress and founded the Swatantra Party, which fought against the Congress in the 1962, 1967 and 1971 elections. Rajagopalachari was instrumental in setting up a united anti-Congress front in Madras state under C.N. Annadurai, which swept the 1967 elections. He died on 25th December 1972 at the age of 94 and received a state funeral. Rajagopalachari was an accomplished writer who made lasting contributions to Indian English literature and is also credited with the composition of the song Kurai Onrum Illai set to Carnatic music. He pioneered temperance and temple entry movements in India and advocated Dalit upliftment. He has been criticized for introducing the compulsory study of Hindi and the Madras scheme of elementary education in Madras state, dubbed by its critics as hereditary education policy put forward to perpetuate caste hierarchy. Critics have often attributed his preeminence in politics to his standing as a favorite of both Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru. Rajagopalachari was described by Gandhi as the keeper of my conscience. Today is birth anniversary of Mr. Profullo Chaki, 10th December 1888 to 2nd May 1908. Profullo Chandra Chaki was an Indian revolutionary associated with the Jugantar group of revolutionaries who carried out assassination attempt against British colonial officials in an attempt to secure Indian independence. Profullo and Khudiram Bose tried to assassinate the district judge Mr. Douglas Kingsford by throwing bombs at the carriage in which Kingsford was supposed to travel, but he was not in the carriage and two British women were killed instead. Profullo committed suicide when he was about to be arrested by the police. Khudiram was arrested and tried for the murder of the two women and sentenced to death. Mahatma Gandhi denounced the violence and regretted the deaths of the two women. He stated that the Indian people will not win their freedom through these methods. However, Bal Gangadhar Tilak in his newspaper Kesari defended the two young men and called for immediate Swaraj. This was followed by the immediate arrest of Tilak by the British colonial government on charges of sedition. Today is death anniversary of Mr. Ashok Kumar, 13 October 1911 to 10 December 2001. Ashok Kumar, born as Kumudlal Ganguly, was an Indian actor who attained iconic status in Indian cinema. He was considered the first big star of Indian cinema as well as the first lead actor to play an anti-hero. He also became the first star to reinvent himself, enjoying a long and hugely successful career as a character actor. He was a member of the cinematic Ganguly family. He was honored in 1988 with the Dadasaheb Phalke Award, the highest national award for cinema artist by the Government of India. He received the Padma Shri in 1962 and Padma Bhushan in 1999 for his contributions to Indian cinema. Today is birth anniversary of Baba Gurbachan Singh Ji, 10 December 1930 to 24th April 1980. Gurbachan Singh was the third Guru of the Sant Nirankari mission, considered to be heterodox by mainstream Sikhs. He was born in Peshawar, modern-day Pakistan. He was declared next Guru by his father and predecessors Baba Avatar Singh in 1962. He was assassinated in 1980 following a clash with Sikh fundamentalists. Today's death anniversary of Mr. John B. Fenn, 15th June 1917 to 10th December 2010. John Bennett Fenn was an American professor of analytical chemistry who was awarded a share of the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 2002. He shared half of the award with Koichi Tanaka for their work in mass spectrometry. The other half went to Kurt Utrich. Fenn's contributions specifically related to the development of electrospray ionization, now a commonly used technique for large molecules and routine liquid chromatography tandem mass spectrometry. Early in his career, he studied the field of jet propulsion at Project Squid and focused on molecular beams. He finished his career with more than 100 publications, including one book. Fenn was born in New York City and moved to Kentucky with his family during the Great Depression. Fenn, Fenn did his undergraduate work at Berea College and received his PhD from Yale. He worked in industry at Monsanto and private research labs before moving to academic posts including Yale and Virginia Commonwealth University. Fenn's research into electrospray ionization found him at the center of a legal dispute with Yale University. He lost the lawsuit after it was determined that he misled the university about the potential usefulness of the technology. Yale was awarded $5 lakh in legal fees and $5.45 lakh in damages. The decision pleased the university but provoked mixed responses from some people affiliated with the institution, who were disappointed with the treatment of a Nobel Prize winner with such a long history at the school. Today is death anniversary of Mr. Luigi Pirandello, 28th June 1867 to 10th December 1936. Luigi Pirandello was an Italian dramatist, novelist, poet, and short story writer whose greatest contributions were his plays. He was awarded the 1934 Nobel Prize in Literature for his bold and ingenious revival of dramatic and scenic art. Pirandello's works include novels, hundreds of short stories, and about 40 plays, some of which are written in Sicilian. Pirandello's tragic farces are often seen as forerunners of the theatre of the absurd. Today is birth anniversary of Miss Ada Lovelace, 10 December 1815 to 27 November 1852. Augusta Ada King, Countess of Lovelace, also known as Ada Lovelace, was an English mathematician and writer, chiefly known for her work on Charles Babbage's proposed mechanical general-purpose computer, the analytical engine. She was the first to recognize that the machine had applications beyond pure calculation. Lovelace was the only legitimate child of poet Lord Byron and reformer Anne Isabella Milbanke. All her half-siblings, Lord Byron's other children, were born out of wedlock to other women. Lord Byron separated from his wife a month after Ada was born and left England forever. He died in Greece when she was 8. Lady Byron was anxious about her daughter's upbringing and promoted Lovelace's interest in mathematics and logic in an effort to prevent her from developing her father's perceived insanity. Despite this, Lovelace remained interested in her father, naming her two sons, Byron and Gordon. Upon her death, she was buried next to her father at her request. Although often ill in her childhood, Lovelace pursued her studies assiduously. She married William King in 1835. King was made Earl of Lovelace in 1838. Ada thereby becoming Countess of Lovelace. Lovelace's educational and social exploits brought her into contact with scientists such as Andrew Cross, Charles Babbage, Sir David Brewster, Charles Whitestone, and Michael Faraday, and the author Charles Dickens, contacts which she used to further her education. Lovelace described her approach as poetical science and herself as an analyst and metaphysician. When she was 18, Lovelace's mathematical talents led her to a long working relationship and friendship with fellow British mathematician Charles Babbage, who is known as the father of computers. She was in particular interested in Babbage's works on the analytical engine. Lovelace first met him on 5th June 1833 when she and her mother attended one of Charles Babbage's Saturday night Swearidge with their mutual friend, and Lovelace's private tutor Mary Somerville. Between 1842 and 1843, Lovelace translated an article by the military engineer Luigi Menabrea, later Prime Minister of Italy, about the analytical engine, supplementing it with an elaborate set of 7 notes simply called notes. Lovelace's notes are important in the early history of computers, especially since the seventh one contained what many consider to be the first computer program, that is, an algorithm designed to be carried out by a machine. Other historians reject this perspective and point out that Babbage's personal notes from 1837 to 1840 contain the first program for the engine. She also developed a vision of the capability of computers to go beyond mere calculating or number crunching, while many others, including Babbage himself, focused only on those capabilities. Her mindset of poetical science led her to ask questions about the analytical engine as shown in her notes, examining how individuals and society relate to technology as a collaborative tool. The programming language Ada is named after her. Today is birth anniversary of Miss Nellie Leonie Sachs, 10th December 1891 to 12th May 1970. Nelly Sachs was a German-Swedish poet and playwright. Her experiences resulting from the rise of the Nazis in World War II Europe transformed her into a poignant spokesperson for the grief and yearnings of her fellow Jews. Her best-known play is E. Ellie in Mysterious Spell from Leiden, Israel, 1950. Other works include the poems Chen I Am Sand, 1962, Bedung, 1970, and the collections of poetry in Den Wanungen des Todes, 1947, Plust and Wanderung, 1959, Fahrt ins Stobloch, 1961, and Suche nach Lebenden, 1971. She was awarded the 1966 Nobel Prize in Literature. Today is birth anniversary of Mr. Howard Martin Temin, 10 December 1934 to 9 February 1994. Howard Martin Temin was an American geneticist and virologist. He discovered reverse transcriptase in the 1970s at the University of Wisconsin Medicine, for which he shared the 1975 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine with Renato Dulbecco and David Baltimore. Thank you very much for your patience.